But when we get to the question of how to confront the world and the things that you're going to be expected to do in the workplace and all of that, my point to them is you are facing the dawning of the age of complex systems that you are going to have to interact with. And in the age of complex systems, you have to understand that you cannot blueprint a solution, and you have to approach these systems with a upgraded toolkit of humility, because the ability of the system to do something you don't predict is much greater than a highly complicated system. So you have to anticipate that and be very sensitive to the fact that what you intended to happen is not what's going to happen. So you have to monitor the unintended consequences of whatever your action is, and that there are really two tools which work, one of which you just mentioned, which is the prototyping. You prototype things. You don't imagine that I know the solution to this and I'm going to build it. You imagine, I think there's a solution down there. I'm going to make a proof of concept, and then I'm going to discover what I don't know, and I'm going to make the next version, discover what I don't know. And eventually you may get to something that actually truly accomplishes the goal. So prototyping is one thing. And also, instead of using the blueprint as the metaphor in your mind, navigate. You can navigate somewhere. And you know that the way I think of it is a surfer is in some ways mastering a complex system, but they're not doing it by planning their days surfing down the waves. You can't do that. What you can do is you can be expert at absorbing feedback and navigating your way down the wave, and that's the right approach for a complex system. Nothing else is going to work. And so I guess the final piece is general tools always, no specialization. This is the age of generalists, and invest in those tools and they will pay.
So the guiding philosophy for me is to produce high agency generalists. So ultimately, I want them to be motivated self-starters and have a wide general toolkit. I imagine them very much what you imagine, which is instructing robots, instructing agents, coming up with ideas. And I imagine them having a very high velocity life where they may be writing a book, organizing a festival, having a podcast, starting a business, and being part of somebody else's business all at once.
It's the era of the ADHD.
Yeah, right. So the high agency generalist is the kind of guiding philosophy. Some of the things that we do is like we do chess, we do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, we do dancing, we do acting classes, playing in nature, entrepreneurship, understanding that you can start a lemonade. We just did lemonade stands, which was amazing. We sold lots of lemonade on the street.